is Sheikh Yasser still with us online?
I am indeed, yes.
If I may, in addition to the good news that you convey to us and which we share here in the UK, there's something that I have spoken about and I'd like to hear your side of things, and that is the emergence of countless Jewish voices that are speaking in favor of the Palestinian plight and in condemnation of the crimes committed by Israel and the IDF. That is something that we feel, we see, we hear here in the UK, and it's one of the elements that has led to this, what I would say is a definite victory of hearts and minds, the PR war if you wish. And I was wondering whether there is something similar in the United States where you are.
Yes, indeed, actually, and that was one of my points I wasn't able to bring up because of time, but there is an entire organization here called Jewish Voices for Peace, and that was my next point, actually, but because of time I didn't mention it. Jewish Voices for Peace has been doing an amazing job. Absolutely phenomenal, and they're doing what, frankly, if the Muslim community or Palestinian community had been done, it would have gotten them into a far more trouble. They've actually, done public protests that have interrupted issues or processions in Congress. They've actually, staged protests within the State Department, within places of power. And obviously, the fact of the matter is, if Muslims or if Palestinians had done that, it would have taken a very nasty turn quite quickly. But for them to do this, and for them to say, not in our name, and no genocide, and we're not going to, never again, and they're quoting the slogans that emerged from the Holocaust, and they're finally applying them the way they should be applied. So we're very grateful, for them and for the other leading intellectual Jewish voices. Norman Finkelstein, of course, comes to mind. Miko Piled, whose father was one of the generals of the IDF, Matur Agabe, and a number of people. They're all of a Jewish background. Some of them were actually avowed Zionists until they studied the reality, and then they switched over, and now they're very, very publicly advocating for peace. So yes, that is indeed another positive change, and we're very grateful for that.
Thank you so much, Sheikh Yasser Qadhi, joining us from the United States. That was fantastic. May Allah bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jazakallah khair.
Alaykum as-salam wa rahmatullah. And if I may, I'm seeing some people stand at the back. Please, there are some seats here at the front, some seats in the middle, but there is another hall downstairs where there is a screen where you can sit comfortably and watch proceedings. But you're most welcome to stay standing if you so wish. Our next speaker is also via Zoom, but from South Africa. The Honourable Faiez Jacobs, who is an ANC Member of Parliament of Greater Athlone in South Africa. He's also involved in an effort to pass a Palestinian bill in South Africa. He's born and bred Cape Townian, serving communities on the Cape Flats. Previously served as a secretary of the ANC in the Western Cape until 2019. He has been a long-standing advocate for the freedom of Palestine, and for the next 6 to 7 minutes, is he with us online? Yes? Welcome. He's going to be speaking for the next 6 to 7 minutes about a South African perspective on the Israeli apartheid. Please, over to you, sir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Greetings, everybody. Respected Dr. Abdul Malik and members of the Kombizz Foundation, fellow panelists, members of the media, sponsors of the event, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening. May the peace and blessings of God Almighty be with all of us. Allow me from the outset to just thank you, Dr. Malik, and all the members of the foundation for inviting me to share some of our perspective. We from Cape Town, the southernmost tip of South Africa. My name is Faiez Jacobs, Member of Parliament representing the African National Congress, the governing party, the party of Mandela, and I really feel privileged and honored to be joining this event today. I think I want to start by the beginning, which says occupation is the first act of violence, and there will never be peace and all occupied Palestinians until we address the original sin. As we know from our experience in South Africa, that freedom doesn't come easy, many lives.